Our first guest today to talk about her festival is Sally Fisher. She is a sustainability specialist with Clark County's Department of Environmental Services. Did I get that right, Sally?
You got it. Perfect.
Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for coming south of the border and joining us here in the studio to talk about your festival.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. This seems like a pretty, what should I say, progressive or creative thing for the county to do. So tell us a little bit about how that started and how you became the brainchild of the Recycled Arts Festival.
Well, this is kind of a progressive thing for a government agency to do as far as outreach and education, but we just really wanted to get people engaged in thinking about waste reduction and recycling. And we were trying to think of a fun way that could happen, and we decided that an arts festival would be a great way to bring the community together to learn more about waste reduction.
Yeah.
So we started the festival.
This looks like an art show right here. So the thrust of the festival really is primarily the vendors, right? But You've got a lot of other things going on as well.
We do. We consider it an educational event, and we have a lot of nonprofits who come and give their messages. We have people from Clark County, the watershed stewards, the master composter recyclers, all sharing different environmental messages with our guests. And in addition to that, we have a lot of children's activities where the kids can make recycled crafts of their own. And we really encourage
kids of all ages.
Kids of all ages, is right. And we really encourage all of our artists to engage with the public and talk about their own reduce, reuse, recycle lifestyles. Share that with them and get people excited about going home and living the same type of lifestyle.
Okay, about how many vendors do you have at this point?
About 120 artists.
Do you remember how many you had the first year?
We had about 30 the first year.
Oh, wow. So it's quadruple.
Yes, yes.
So that's definitely testament to the success of this, that people are saying, yes, this is a fun way to as you said, for the community to be engaged and to learn about recycling. I mean, obviously, since recycled is the R in RAF, do you have requirements in terms of what percentage of materials have to be recycled? Or?
Oh, we do. We do. We have a committee, and we ask that all of the art be 70% recycled content.
Okay, that's a really high content, seems like.
It's pretty high, and everybody has their own definition of what a recycled material is. So we've had to form a committee who reviews everyone's art to make sure that it meets our criteria and is educational and a good example for the public of what recycled is.
Do you want to talk about some of the different types of crafts? I know you've set up a great display. You've brought some with you.
Sure.
And I'm actually wearing one of them.
Yes, you are, and that
really
beautiful bracelet is made of recycled beads that were purchased at estate sales and garage sales.
I'm wearing the bracelet, and as I mentioned, of course, that I didn't even realize that this was fabric at first until you told me.
Yeah, she did a great job with those.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's really special.
It just happens to match the top I'm wearing
yes,
today.
I
feel
must have known.
Like the Home Shopping Channel or something. And I noticed that you've got some sculpture here, and I know we were talking earlier that you have a pollinator theme going on, which is really right on topic for Sustainable Today. That was one of the topics we covered earlier. So tell us about the little bat and the flower bouquet here.
Yeah, we have this great little bat, and he's made out of stainless steel that was salvaged from a company that used stainless steel in their manufacturing process. And the flowers are made from metal scraps that were also, I think they went dumpster diving and found the different little components and put them together to create flowers.
Yeah, that's just darling.
Yeah, I just love that. I keep it on my desk at work, and you don't have to water it. It's perfect.
That's sustainable.
Yeah, it is. And this bowl I just really especially like because it was made from window glass. And window glass is really hard to recycle. They took that and they put it in the kiln and actually slumped it into that shape. And I just think it's really attractive and a great way to reuse window glass. And then we have this beautiful big heart, and I'm going to try to pick that up so that you can really see it. And it was made from a sheet of metal that had been punched out in these different shapes, and then they turned it into a heart shape overall, and it hangs on my front porch when it's not here.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think just from this sample of artisan items that you've brought from your festival, it really is showing that recycled art doesn't mean, just taking bicycle tubes or CD cartons and making something, what should I say, more funky. I mean,
right.
that it can be, that it really can represent making a beautiful functional item.
Oh,
And just
absolutely.
displacing the virgin materials
Yeah.
that are used to make that.
It truly can be fine art and not just crafty.
Yeah. There was a sculpture garden this past year, or has that been a part of your festival for a couple of years now? Or
No, this was the first year,
Uh-huh.
and we invited all of the artists to enter something into our sculpture garden, and they were larger pieces.
yeah, so they weren't small like the
No,
little
no,
and
they
the
were
flowers.
huge pieces. A lot of them would belong in a public art installation. They were so big. And so we had the different sculpture pieces out on the bricks at Esther Short Park in
Okay.
Vancouver, and people were able to vote and determine the People's Choice Award for that.
And
And Freya the
have-
Dragon was the winner.
yeah, wow.
Yeah, she was absolutely spectacular and was breathing smoke.
Oh.
So she was a fire-breathing dragon.
I mean, literally was breathing.
Something. They had some kind of
Yeah.
a machine that.
A mechanism so that
Yeah.
she was. Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Everyone was very impressed with Freya.
Wow, so that's wonderful. I mean, again, it shows how creative, how much participation and support there's been from your artisans. They're from the Vancouver, Portland area, or just strictly Clark County? Or?
No, primarily the Portland, Vancouver area, but we had someone from as far away as Kentucky this year. So we get a few from out of state every year, and that number grows every year as word spreads about the festival.
Wow. One thing I wanted to talk about, I understand that you said it's really important that you had the educational component, which makes this a little bit different than just, another arts festival
Right.
that happens to have the recycled sustainability component to it. So tell us a little bit about the educational component, how you incorporate that into the arts festival.
Sure, sure. Well, one thing we do, we have these signs that we put all around the park, and they have little facts on them about different ways that you can be more sustainable, or the result of your being sustainable. So in this case, it's recycling an aluminum can and how much energy that saves. And we have a series of 40 of these that we put all around the park for people to read as they're walking around. We also have our Tossed and Found exhibit, and that's really impactful.
Yeah, I know in past years when I've gone to your festival that I was just shocked. I mean, I guess shocked and amazed by that. So tell our viewers what the Tossed and Found. Of course, everybody knows what Lost and Found is, and this is Tossed and Found. So
Right.
I mean,
and it's tossed because people have tossed these items into the landfill. They've taken them to the transfer station to be thrown away, and for 3 months prior to the festival, we collect everything from the transfer station that we think should have been reused. It could have either gone to the Goodwill or given to a neighbor, and we keep all of these items and we clean them all off the day before the festival and put them out on display for people to see.
Yeah.
And it's really pretty amazing, the things that people will toss out.
so what are some of the things that are found in that you found in the Tossed and Found area?
Oh my gosh, we had a canoe one year that many people wanted to take home. It was a
Yeah.
beautiful wooden canoe. It was a vintage piece. Brand new barbecues, yard furniture, just you name it, and it's there. Yeah.
And then those are available, you said, after your fair. Those are, it was donated, wasn't it, to
Yeah.
an organization, and then they use it as a
Exactly.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So you also have music at your festival as well,
We do.
right?
We have music all weekend long. We have some great bands, everything from Zydeco to drums. It's just a great time. It makes it really fun.
Don't you let that good girl catch me. Don't you let my good girl catch you. She might shoot you, might cut and stab you too. No telling what that girl she might do. Just lay me down, up the country for to find some more. Yeah, I'm going up the country, cold, sleet and snow. No telling how much further I may go. Just lay me down, out on your floor. Lay me down, out on your floor. Oh, lay me up out there, now soft and low. Lay me up out on your floor. Thanks, everybody.
I know one of the things that is another reflection of how this your Recycled Arts Festival has really branched out and had a large footprint in the community is that you've also, I understand, formed a partnership with the Rose Festival.
We have.
So even though you're in Vancouver, Washington, the Portland Rose Festival.
And we're very, very proud to be the first Washington Rose Festival.
Yeah, congratulations.
Event. Yeah, we think that's really exciting. And it just shows that part of sustainability is building community and reaching out. And we just think this is a great way to demonstrate that.
Well, great. So we're just about at our wrap-up time here, but I did want to go back to how the Recycled Arts Festival has been a template or a model for other organizations, and you won an award, I understand.
We did. Last year we won the Washington State Recycling Association Most Innovative Award for outreach and education, and we're very proud of that.
Great.
And then we've also been contacted by many other jurisdictions so they could start their own Recycled Arts Festival. And I know that Eugene and Bellingham have already launched theirs, and Delaware and Kentucky are working on one, and we've been contacted by Indonesia now. So pretty exciting.
You've gone global, Sally.
Yes.
Well, Sally, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio at Sustainable Today, and keep up the great work with your Recycled Arts Festival in Clark County, Washington. Again, Sally Fisher is from the Department of Environmental Services at Clark County, Washington, and pleased to have you as our guest today. Do you want to give out your website real quick you have a website for the festival, right?
We do, and it's real simple. It's recycledartsfestival.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Sally. It's a pleasure having you.